In this 10-minute recording, I would like to look at the difference between religion and spirituality. Because we live in a climate today where so many people have been turned off by the word God. And could this be as a result of how God's chosen ones have represented God, a God of love? I remember a very interesting telephone call which I received about 5 years ago from a beautiful lady living in the south of Ireland. And apparently she'd been to one of my Healing Day retreats there in Dublin, and bless her heart, she took it upon herself to honour her heart and telephone me. And it must have cost her a fortune, because this poor lady has had a disability which obviously prevented her from incurring additional expense. But the Lord God spoke to her heart and asked her to phone me. And the question she put to me was really interesting, because she said, did I know the difference between religion and spirituality? And at first I seemed perplexed. And I said to her, I have a vague idea, but please will you tell me what your understanding is of the difference between religion and spirituality? And she said to me, religion is for those of us who live in fear of hell. And spirituality is for those of us who've come through hell. And I was absolutely humbled by the sincerity and the humility of this beautiful soul who shared something quite profound from her heart. And as a Catholic Christian, she felt it important to raise these issues. And she spoke with clarity, but she spoke from her heart. And today, many people are turned off religion, and myself included. I find religion has a purpose, and as the great Teresa of Avila said, for us to see the face of God, to hear the voice of God in spirit, we have to come back into our heart, and we have to be guided what that Spirit of truth is saying to our heart. And often we have to take a leap of faith away from our comfort zone, away from our religious family, for us to embrace that simple path of divine oneness. And only yesterday I received a fascinating email from a spiritual brother called Paul, and it was a video of a discussion that the Dalai Lama had with a member of his congregation or conference. And the Dalai Lama was asked, what is the best religion? Please may I share with you his responses, because they really bring the whole issues into context of religion and spirituality. The Dalai Lama replied to the question, what is the best religion, by saying, the best religion is the one that gets you the closest to God. And when he was asked, what is it that makes me better? He responded, whatever makes you more compassionate, more sensible, more detached, more loving, more humanitarian, more responsible, and more ethical. And the Dalai Lama said the religion that will do that for you is indeed the best religion. And he goes on to say, I am not interested, my friend, about your religion or if you are religious or not. He says, what really is important to me is your behavior in front of your peers, in front of your family, in front of your work colleagues, in front of your community, and in the front of the world. And he goes on to say, remember, the universe is the echo of our actions and our thoughts. The Dalai Lama says the law of action and reaction is not exclusively for physics, it is also for human relations. And if I ask with goodness, I will receive goodness. And he concludes by saying that what our grandparents told us is pure truth. You will always have what you desire for others if you come from a place of goodness. And isn't that true? The Dalai Lama also reminds us being happy is not a matter of destiny. It is a matter of options. And we are guided to take care of our thoughts, because these thoughts become words. And if we take care of our words, they become actions. And when we take care of our actions, they become habits. And if we take care of our habits, they will form our character. And if we take care of our character, because it will form our destiny, and your destiny will be your life. And finally, the Dalai Lama says there is no religion higher than truth. So religion, for me, is a means to an end, not an end in itself. And though religion is man-made, and it came about whereby man was trying to connect with the divine, and he brought in various rituals and language and brought people together. They structured times and places. But what I think is more important isn't the external approach to God. It's the internal approach. Who we are in our thoughts, in our thinking, and how we manifest that part of our inner core through our actions, our behavior, and the demonstration of God's love to others in a tangible way. And being a member of the Teo community of St. Francis, of Interfaith Franciscans, we are truly blessed because we embrace all faiths, and we embrace the God within, regardless of the label of religion. We embrace the divine in each other's availability and vulnerability. And together we make music by being ourselves, by not trying to pretend or impress, coerce or convert. We come in the name of divine love to embrace a simpler way of life, by embracing the divine through the natural world, which is the soul of St. Francis and Franciscan spirituality. It's not an ego thing, it's a heart thing. And I would say to you, whilst religion has its place, for me, spirituality is more encompassing and all-embracing, because I see that as being the heart of the divine within us. And it's outpouring itself in how we respond to each other through acts of kindness. And it reiterates the words of Jesus, see my disciples and how they love one another. Because love is God, and God is love.